from Poland. And I just absolutely love seeing this thing run. It's incredible. Sounds bigger than it looks. Those vehicles were fairly reliable. So when the Germans captured them intact, they used them. They actually formed units of those TKS tanks and used them for things like airfield defense. They also used them on airfields to do things that little tracked vehicles could do, like tow airplanes. It's so neat to see this vehicle running. As he mentioned, there were versions that were also designed for anti-tank use, and they had a 20mm anti-tank gun. And those things against the early German armor, like the Panzer Is and Panzer IIs and Panzer IIIs, they were deadly. If the Poles got the first shot in, that tank was going to be stopped. But it's just a thrill to see vehicles like this running around. And this is part of the drive behind all of us who try to do the restoration of the military vehicles and keep this history alive. And as he mentioned, it's also to pay tribute to the Poles who gave their lives and fought so valiantly in World War II. I told you some of our stuff was big and some of it was small. And yes, the two men are sitting sort of in the hull with the engine. Basically, if you're sitting on the right side of the engine, you can put your left arm on top of the case. And if you're on the left side, you can put your right arm on top of the engine case. It's tight. And it's small, and that's hence the name tankette. Now he mentioned Ford Model A. They also used, I think, a Fiat engine that was copied in Poland called the Polska engine. And this vehicle generates all of about 40 horsepower. So to compare that, I think the T72 over there generates something like 1,000 horsepower, maybe 1,200 horsepower, depending on what kind of an engine it's got in it. You'll notice about this too, it's not a welded construction, it's a riveted construction. That was a problem with a lot of vehicles at the beginning of World War II, particularly Polish, Russian, Italian, and especially Japanese tanks, because when you hit those rivets, if you hit them right on with a tank shell, they could spall inside the turret or the hull and bounce around like shrapnel, and it was very dangerous for the crew inside.